Yeah. So now we are recording, and just to have a announcement that fourth coffee break number, I think number 14 now. So
14, yes.
Yes, nice to have you here. So let's take a look at this one. Let me stop share. Let me get the Chrome here. Give me just a sec.
That is on. I will tell you now.
Yeah, so I think it's github.com/ now I lost my.
I will put here in a chat link to the that Learn Forge page, and on the very beginning, on the top, there is a link. This other tutorial for Mac OS, and link for that GitHub is attached for that. But that link is important to be somewhere. It's very useful. It's genius recipes for.
Yeah, I think it's on my GitHub, and Augusto, and I just added that there because it is not really Forge related. It's very generic. But I think if you type Heroku, it should show you here.
Yes.
That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
excellent.
Yeah. I very often I have to come back here to remember what I have to do to get my applications on .NET ready for Heroku. So I use that a lot as well.
Yes, it's
and
very,
I think we can get rid of this bug. Yeah, this bug here is not happening anymore, but I left it here just in case. This was a bug at the beginning of the .NET Core on Mac. I think it's fixed now. I see Michael, Mikhail, you're also here. Hi.
Yes, hi, hello everyone.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, so glad you find it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I usually there were quite a few more people. So right now it's really intimate, but maybe that's good.
No, yeah. I mean, this is very open and very open space, right? And I'm trying to run this bi-weekly, and it's really up to whoever is having questions during that week just to join. And yeah.
You know, because maybe what happened is that because I usually use your link and I put it in my calendar, and the link expires after some time. Maybe so I have to like consciously reacquire this link from your website or from Facebook or whatever, you know. So maybe and I do forget if I do not put it in something in the calendar, I will just not attend. So maybe this is the situation here. And frankly, I usually expect more people because I usually, you know, code on the side, do some programming, and just listen to you guys. So maybe today I will not have that much input. So, but yeah, I will be, you know.
But that's a very good feedback, right? We're missing a way to have a reminder about this. And what I can do next is to send everyone a reminder, maybe 1 week, 1 hour, 2 hours before we start.
Absolutely.
Just send an email reminder. That should work as well, right?
Yeah, if you have kind of a database of our emails, I don't know if that's the, yeah, then absolutely, that's a good idea.
I'll definitely do that. Yeah, that's easy. Thank you for the suggestion. Good one. All right. So yeah, are you working with a Forge project now, Mikhail?
You know what? I'm okay. I'm myself. I'm more working directly with Autodesk API and C# APIs. You know, for AutoCAD more locally. So we bundle it up. We like distribute it more. Using more typical and old school ways, because I've been here a few times before, and I mostly work with automating AutoCAD Plant 3D, and absolutely, as you may well know, AutoCAD Plant 3D unfortunately is not well suited for Forge at all, which we would really like to happen. And in fact, today I was looking for another automation endeavor, which is this time in Adobe stuff, but I was looking today at provisioning VMs, virtual machines, too, because we have a, for example, let's say that our batch of test cases now can run possibly 1 hour, something like this. So it's not optimized. It's kind of my fault, but absolutely we need to have this kind of in a continuous integration, continuous deployment loop to verify all the issues, etc. So typical unit testing or automated testing, whatever. And so because the project that I'm working on right now is basically automatic extraction of PNID diagrams from PNID drawings, and surprisingly, this is a lot of data, and even for a 30 PNID data set, 30 diagram data set, these are thousands and thousands of entities, thousands and thousands of vaults, etc., etc. So we absolutely have to put our fingers on it and be certain of what's happening and try to QA this some way. So I was really hoping that Forge will help me there, but unfortunately, and I would be able to kind of use some kind, I don't know, design automation APIs or something like this for this. But unfortunately, at this point, Plan 3D requires the full-fledged UI, full-fledged GUI to run, which is a little bit unfortunate. So I am looking at some, at least some other approaches, like absolutely with VM provisioning, to have a better control of working potential. But on the other hand, I do also myself work a lot with design automation when it comes also to parametric 3D design. So for example, my main, let's say, experience is with Open Cascade, but I will certainly be, hopefully quite soon will be using design automation APIs in Forge for Inventor, because this is a kind of typical workflow where, for example, we have on the front end some kind of a 3D configurator, and then we have a middleware that uses Inventor, and then, for example, this would be used for automatic generation of 2D drawings, for workshop, etc. So I think this is also what. So maybe I'm kind of asking, and I'm asking that this is what Forge is good for. I see that from your coffee breaks, I see that the most let's say focus right now is in the BIM world. So BIM is really heavy when it comes to Forge, etc. I usually didn't see many people coming from, let's say, mechanical or aerospace or automotive areas, which are a little bit closer to my heart here on the Forge coffee breaks. But I think still Forge is also geared towards this, connecting this with Autodesk Vault and etc. 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 So that's why I maybe not always have. So paradoxically, not always I do have much to say, but that's why I'm coming here and try to listen and see what the trends are. So yeah, basically that's my whole story. Sorry.
No, yeah, very interesting. Thank you. I'm curious, when you say plant, you say you're going to automate, right? Is that, you said, creating isometric drawings? Is that it?
No. We in fact use what was called, which was a separate vertical back in the day, which was PNID. We indeed created 2D flow. So yes, we are looking to later down the road, and we are talking with some company to connect it with more three-dimensional workflows and also digital twins. So for example, like CA experts or something like this. So basically, right now, in fact, we are indeed, this whole bunch of work is focused on 2D stuff. So we are not even really properly getting into 3D. We have enough work as it is with 2D. So when I started, I wouldn't even, because I do not really come from processing industry, but I would never expect that generating those 2D plans, 2D diagrams would take so much effort and care and focus, but it does, of course, because obviously we have to take care of the connectivity graph, the pipe runs, the line runs, everything absolutely in an industrial plant has to be connected appropriately, and there is quite a lot of metadata. Maybe it's, I don't know how it compares to typical amount of data in a BIM project, BIM situation, but there is really a lot of metadata, for all the valves, for all the equipment, pumps, etc., that have to flow throughout the entire system. Because basically what we are trying to do in the workflow is absolutely create what we call the intelligent PID from non-intelligent input. And obviously we use Plant 3D for this kind of automation. This is basically one of our, let's say, outputs, but we do also, we can also accommodate other PNID software like Smart Plant, Bentley, etc., etc. But still, I was really hoping that not only for AutoCAD but for other stuff, I think that Forge can still be helpful here. So I'm always willing to see what are the threads to pull on, and maybe, yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I was asking because I know that I would like to understand more of what you want to do with Plant. So that's important information for us to understand, right? So we can investigate or not if we should include Plant as part of the automation. So Civil 3D is now available, and that came from customer requests. So we got a lot of customers asking about it. And at some point we decided to implement. It's important to have the feedback, to have the information,
Yes,
what you want to do and how, so we can prioritize in the best way.
Absolutely, yeah. You even asked me to create a ticket at one point, and I decided to go to my, let's say, management, so it's more official. They didn't do it, and I forgot about it. So, but yeah, the need is absolutely still there, because I would prefer to run it, using your official, let's say, virtual machines or Forge, images, whatever, on your cloud than somewhere else. And why should I create my own pipelines when I could reuse yours? That would be much more stable, I think, and maintainable. So that would be great.
Yes, that's the point, right? We maintain the infrastructure and you run your business logic and data. Yeah, that's the best way. Thank you. Yeah, good feedback, good information.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic about 3D plant and chemical plants or refineries, because now we are in the middle of one project about that, but we are using Plant, and after that we are exporting in the navies and importing navies in the Forge viewer, just to show our clients how that will look at the end. So that is now implementation of the Forge and Plant 3D. Must be something in the middle, like Navis or Revit, but you can use it. I hope that it will be implemented soon in DA, the implementation for the plant. But is it possible to use some, for example, pictures from the landscape, if we are talking about that plant 3D and refinery? Can we make some photos of the ground and use that photo like environment picture in a Forge, in a viewer?
You're asking Mikhail, right?
Or you, Augusto?
We do not really do visualization. That's the point. We do, let's say, abstraction of the whole connectivity, and we like sometimes try to work with other APIs and they kind of create the visualization. And so yeah, Augusto will know absolutely better, and I'm also curious a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are most of what customers are doing with plant drawings is to have the information on 2D and 3D to understand and navigate through the project, right? And that's a common workflow and a common request to have the 3D and 2D side by side along with the data, which is very similar to the interface you have inside Plant. So that kind of access, that kind of information, it's important and relevant. Hope I got your question right.
Yeah. And about BIM, after all, what is the BIM? Because I'm a mechanical engineer, and there is a lot of talk about BMI and what is that. And as I see, that is a bunch of data and manage that data. But if I compare with, for example, model in the Inventor, that is not model. It is I don't know what is that.
Yeah, BIM in the context of architecture is it's accessing or having the data of your model, so you can manipulate that data and having all the data, right? So if you imagine a very high contract, if you have a PDF file with no data, just geometry, and on the other side you have a Revit file, for instance, right, with all the metadata for that element, so you know that this is not just a bunch of lines, this is a wall, this is a door, and having all that information allows you to do a lot of additional things and connect to the next step. So BIM is not only about the tools, right? The tools will help you do it, but it's about managing the data about your building during the design, make, and maintenance of that.
Yeah, I sympathize, because I also come from mechanical engineering, and I was just wondering, and it took me a little bit of time to see why BIM is so complex. Because for me, you know, what's a building compared to, I don't know, some kind of a pump or you know, aircraft engine, which are fully organic shape, something like this. But of course, absolutely, from what I'm starting to see is that there is a lot of metadata connected to, well, even a simple line in BIM, you know, it might be a wall with some reinforcement, etc., and it generates a lot of data. So it's also an interesting topic for me, which I do not really know much about, but would be happy to try and automate something there in BIM strictly. But yeah, for now, yeah, mechanical engineering.
Yeah, sometimes you lose your audio at the end of your sentence.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's working now.
Okay. No, I was just saying that BIM is more complex than I thought. That's it. I kind of underestimating it, but this is mainly because I don't come from architectural and construction background. Indeed, mechanical. And okay, since we have a little bit like the other background that I come from is finite element analysis. Did you see any usage for that or kind of interacting with mechanical simulations using Forge? Is there any kind of use cases for that? Like, is there a need? Do people do something like this?
There are a few customers using Forge to extract the data, and then with that data, do the finite element analysis, right? Forge in that case is the way to read the model data. Let's say you have your model, which is in whatever format, right? And then you go to OBJ, and then that's one workflow, right? You go to OBJ, and with the OBJ, which is just raw geometry and volumes and solids or something like that, right? With that OBJ information, you can run the finite element analysis. But it's not really a Forge thing. Forge is just a way to get the data.
Okay, and the last industry that I'm kind of interested in, maybe you also seen some use cases, is NDT, non-destructive testing. Are you aware of this? Maybe you've seen also some Forge-related applications. I don't know, for ultrasonics, something like this.
Yeah, but I've never seen projects on that area. I understand the idea, but I have not seen it. Yeah, it's a good, very interesting and project that you work with. Yeah, good to know. Thank you.
Gusto, I have one question about viewer. It seems there is something like a bug when I want to show the edges. There is a slider, show edges or on-off slider, but I don't see any difference on the screen. That is for inventor model. Maybe that's different with a Navis or something else, but here there is no difference. If you compare that with the inventor environment and say in inventor show edges or show without just standard without edges, there is a difference, but here is not. Is that a bug or that is on purpose?
So when you say here, you say Forge Viewer, and it does work inside the inventor. Okay, okay. As I remember, there is also a visual style that you have to set to enable that.
Yes, I tried with the visual style to put a more light environment. And also I want to put one picture behind all the scene to have something like I don't know, landscape. On that landscape, I will put the car, and that will be much more realistic. But when I put that, I cannot control my edges in Viewer.
And yeah, I'm trying to remember. I remember seeing that question on our system a few months ago. Mm-hmm. So I have to remember what was the case. Maybe I can find it here. I don't remember right now. But you know, in general, if you have any question like that, you can always send to our support. We'll for sure we're going to look at it and understand what's going on. So let me see if I can find anything, because I remember someone asking about it. But I think it was something about 2D and 3D. So there is a, I think that maybe that feature does only work on one case.
In different environments, in the 2D and 3D. I didn't check it because always in the 3D, so I didn't check that.
Let me see what I can find here. Yeah, it seems that it works only for AC data, and you have to use the wireframe as well. So that may be what's missing here. So what I would suggest you is to send that question to us, so we can take a look at it. But I'm briefly looking at the other reply, and there is some connection with the AC data type of model, meaning when you have a model that's coming from Revit.
From Revit, yes. Because from Revit, everything is perfect. There is no problem with Revit. So that model from Inventor, we just exported and then made a Revit file, and everything is perfect.
Yeah, it's probably related to the way we translate. And I'm seeing here that there is a dependency on the AC data information.
Okay, we will use that path. If that is a solution, we will use that. It's no problem, just to know.
All right, cool. Very good topics. Thank you. Let me move here briefly. So, I mean, just so we remember, as we're discussing, to have a reminder before this session in 2 weeks, February 10, and I'll send that to everyone, so we remind to come back and keep it running. I think it's a good space, and glad that there is still joining. And for next one, I'll send a reminder before.
Oh, thank you.
that should help.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll see you in,
Right.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, right? I get the date right, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay.
A friend was telling me that during this COVID working from home situation, you never know if it's working day, holiday, and weekend, weekday. You never know anymore, right? So it's important to
Yes.
have a reminder.
No
Yes.
worries. For
Work
me, it's
today,
clear.
have fun
For me,
today.
For me, it's clear. It's always work. It's always,
Yeah.
always work. All the time.
Yeah. Get some
Very
break
good.
and enjoy.
There is no difference. Every day is working day.
Yeah. Easier to remember. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So thank you, and
Okay.
yeah, talk to you guys soon in February 10th.
Great. Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Bye, guys.